Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So today in the array playlist we are solving another problem which is maximum subarray. So in this problem we are given an array nums and we have to find the subarray with the largest sum and we have to return that sum. So if you guys are not aware of what subarray is, let's understand that first. So basically a subarray, right? A subarray is contiguous elements, right? Collection of contiguous elements. That is the elements which are adjacent to each other that forms a subarray. So let's say this is a subarray, this is a subarray, and let's say these three elements are also a subarray, and this entire array is also a subarray. Okay. So let's say if you find the sum of this subarray, it will give you 3, right? If you take subarray this one, it will give you sum as 15. Obviously 15 is better than 3 because we have to find here the maximum sum of a subarray, right? So if you take this whole array, right, its sum comes out to be 23. So obviously 23 is better than 3 and 15. Hence the output of this test case will be 23. That is, this subarray is the subarray with maximum sum. Okay. So I hope you understood what subarray is and what they are asking us to find in this problem. Now let's understand how we can approach this problem. Okay. So here I'll be writing the algorithm. Okay. Here I'll be writing the algorithm. And basically, in this problem, right, we will be having a variable sum, which will be storing the sum at each point of time. Okay. And we will be having a variable answer, which will be telling us the maximum subarray sum at current point of time. Like at any point of time, whatever is the maximum sum that will be stored here in the answer. Okay. And initially we will give it a value of float minus ina. So that is the negative infinity value. In C++ that is called as int min, and in Java also I think it's called like it's something like math dot something. I'm not sure about that, but yeah. Okay. So basically what we will be doing is we will be accumulating the sum, or you can say we will be adding the elements together to check the subarray sum. Okay, this is what we will be doing. So let's start. First of all, we'll go here. You will see, okay, we have this element. So whenever we encounter an element, right, we will do two things. So let's write the algorithm. We will just have a loop wherein we will go to each element. So for loop, and every time we will be adding in the sum whatever element we get. And if that sum value is greater than the answer, we will update our answer. So answer will become max of answer or sum. So whichever is greater between answer and sum, that will be assigned to answer. Okay. So let's start. Here I is 5, right? 5 will be added here, and 5 is greater than obviously float inf. So we will update it. It will become 5, and I will move forward. Now 5 plus 4 will become 9. So 5 plus 4 will become 9, and 9 is greater than answer, so we will update answer. We move forward. So 9 minus 1 will become 9 minus 1 will become what, 8, and 8 is already like answer is 9, so no need to update. We go here. Now 8 plus 7 become 15, so we will update answer to be 15. Then we move forward and we go here. 8 plus 5, 15 becomes 23. And we will update answer to be 23. And at last, we have iterated the entire array. And in the answer variable, we got our output, which is 23. Okay. Which is this entire subarray, which has the maximum sum. So I hope you understood this test case. This was the first test case. Now let's see one more test case for better understanding. Okay, second test case. Let me just write the test case. So we'll take this one. So this is -2 1 -3 4. minus 2, 1, minus 3, 4. And then we have minus 1, 2, 1, minus 1, 2, 1, minus 5 and 4. Minus 5 and 4. Okay. Alright, let's start. So we will have, again, we will have a variable which is sum. We will initialize it to 0 and we will have a answer variable, okay, which will be initialized to float inf minus in. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me write this. I'll just erase this thing. Okay, I'll write here. So yeah, we will have an answer which will be initialized to float minus inf. Okay, let's start. So I will be initially here. Minus 2 we will add. We will, sum will come minus 2 and obviously minus 2 is greater than minus infinity, right? So we will update answer to be minus 2. Okay. Now guys, see, important point, just hear carefully. Let's say we move forward and we get a positive value, but our sum is already negative. Do you think it makes sense to add positive number in this negative sum? See, let's say you have a number 7. If you add 7 in this sum, right, it will become 5. So what do you think? Which is greater? 5 is greater, or if you only consider this positive element, 7 is greater? Obviously, the 7, right? So there is no sense in, if your sum is negative, right, there is no sense in adding a positive number to it because it will only reduce its value. Obviously, if you have a negative value, that is the way worse. Like, that is, adding a negative into negative will obviously make it more negative, right? That would not at all make sense. But like, if you have a positive value and if you're adding it in a negative sum, right, it will only decrease the value. And here we are targeting to have the maximum sum, right? So we want the value to be more. So what we will do here, right, we will have a check that if sum becomes less than 0, then just reassign sum to 0. Okay. So in that case, what will happen? We have minus 2 here, right? So since minus 2 is less than 0, we will update it to 0. So now we'll move forward. We get 1. 1 is greater than minus 2, so answer will be updated. We go forward. We get minus 3 plus 1, which is minus 2. So minus 2 is again less than 0, so we'll update the sum to be 0. We move forward. We get 4. 4 is greater than answer, updated. Then we go forward. We get minus 1, so it becomes 3. We go forward. 3 plus 2 becomes 5. 5 is greater than answer, so we'll update it. Then we go forward, we get 1, we get it updated to 6. We'll update answer to 6. Then we go forward, we get minus 5, it becomes 1. So again we go forward, 1 plus 4 becomes 5. And like this, we have completed the iteration of entire array, and in the answer we have 6, which is our output. So I hope you understood the try run and the logic. This is the algorithm. So basically we have 1, 2 and 3. 3 steps on for this problem. Let's quickly see the code once. Okay. So here, as we have discussed, we have taken an answer variable. Okay, we have taken this answer variable. Sum is 0. We add the sum, we update answer, and if it is less than 0, we assign it to 0. So I hope you understood the problem and the approach. Let's quickly see the time complexity. Time complexity is O of n because we are doing a single traversal and every time we are going to each element once. Space is constant because we are not using any extra data structure, just we are using variables. So I hope you understood the problem and the approach. If you found the video helpful, please like it, subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.